Hi. For my scientist profile, I chose Marie Tharp. She was a geologist and oceanographer. So, first, I'll talk about her early years. Marie Tharp was born in Ypsilanti, Michigan on July 30th, 1920, to William and Bertha Tharp. So, her father, William, worked as a surveyor for the United States Department of Agriculture. And a surveyor is someone who researches and charts areas. And so Marie would sometimes accompany her father uh, during his during his job, and as a result, she was given an early introduction to map making, a skill that would prove to be very influential to her later career. Because of her father's job, the family moved around quite often because of his mapping assignments across the country. Next, I'll talk about her education. So she started her post-secondary education at the Ohio University in 1939. Unfortunately, due to the time period, jobs for women were very limited, and especially jobs in science. And so she didn't really see a scientific career as an option. And so she got a bachelor's in English and music from Ohio University in 1942. However, during her first bachelor's, she took a geology course, and she really fell in love with it. And so when she got the great opportunity in 1942, after she graduated, to be a part of an accelerated petroleum geology program at the University of Michigan, she took it um, and started doing that program. And this program, um, she got this opportunity because a lot of the men were off fighting World War II, and so she um, and so a lot of young women were needed to fill a lot of jobs, especially in the scientific field. And so then she earned her master's degree in geology in 1944. And after this, she got her first job at Standard Oil and Gas in Tulsa. And during this time, she got her bachelor's of math in math from University of Tulsa in 1948. So in 1948, uh, the same year she got her bachelor's in math, she became a research assistant at the Lamont Geological Laboratory in Columbia University in New York. And this is really the start of her career as we know it. This is where she accomplished the most. And here's when she met Bruce Heason, a future longtime collaborator for over 30 years. So I'll talk about her accomplishments. Um, firstly, Marie Tharp is also considered an oceanographer due to her work mapping the ocean floor. Um, but before Tharp's contributions, the ocean floor was thought to be a flat plane. But working with Heason, she was able to discover that the ocean floor was covered with features like canyons, ridges, and mountains, just like on land. The way that Bruce Heason and Marie Tharp would collaborate is that Bruce Heason would um, go on research vessels to collect the actual data using sonar measurements. And then this data was sent to Marie back home, and she would use the data to create maps. In 1977, shortly after Bruce Heason died, she completed a they she completed a full world ocean map. Um, However, her biggest contribution uh, was the discovery of the mid-ocean ridge. Um, so, working with Heason in the 1950s, they mapped the mid-ocean ridge, and um, so from these maps, Tharp and Heason discerned the locations of seafloor spreading, and this is extremely important because it this really led to the acceptance of the theories of plate tectonics and continental drift. So why did I choose Marie Tharp? I chose Marie Tharp pretty randomly. I chose her randomly from the list on Blackboard, but I was very pleasantly surprised, and I found her very interesting because of the unique way she contributed to science and her resilience in a field dominated by men, especially during this time period. Um, and what her work has been extremely influential for geology, and it still has had it's had a big impact. Um, Here's my works cited.